I guess, and like balancing that line between giving too much or giving too little and being embittered. And I thought that was interestingly explored.
Yeah, and their character growth, they were on two opposite sides of the spectrum, and their growth brought them both closer to the middle.
Mm,
It wasn't very huge character development, but it was substantial because it took in account the other person
mm-hmm,
and it made them better people, but they still have the principles that they had at the beginning of the movie,
yeah,
which is more realistic to a given story. Like
yeah,
no one's going to completely change within a year even.
mm-hmm.
Like so that's a good example of the way people change over time.
Yeah, no, I really appreciated that while watching this movie too. Like especially Casey, even in the end she I guess is the more flashy decision maker in the sense of leaving her mom.
Yeah.
But during that car ride, she is still struggling and she um, still had doubts and it was just a small step by like going with the John Cho's dad's assistant. Um, and so it wasn't like someone radically changed. They like flipped or they like got shown this different way of viewing life or parenthood and then they're like, oh my gosh, this is an epiphany. They stayed their original characters. It's just this, like you said, the small movement towards a more balanced view of life.
Yeah, and their decisions aren't fully final.
Mm-hmm.
Like if I found out after the movie that Casey ended up coming back after a couple months, I wouldn't have been surprised
Yeah.
because they felt uncertain of the wisdom that they gained from
Mm-hmm.
that interaction. John Cho's character, I think, his second to last scene is talking about how he really have to stay here for his father the whole time,
Yeah.
even though he knows he's gonna die.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and he cares. He clearly has more empathy by the end of it than the beginning, but it's still something that haunts them and
Mm-hmm.
something that they believe in. I hope I didn't say that twice already. I feel like I just repeated the same thing. But
No,